Hi people, we are back today with some special guests. Moe, at my right side, Fernando Faria Lima, Brian, and the regular folks from the TI para Negócios. We are talking about a lot of interesting things in the other block. We'll try to continue from that. Moe was talking about the importance of the people to keep in touch, eye to eye, to touch, to shake hands. That is good. It's an important point of business. Let's start from this again.
Well, I tell you, well, the thing I said last, I think that I want to pick up again on is, there's a reason we're here.
Yeah.
If technology, I think the use of technology in business, its purpose is to do things faster, cheaper, easier, right?
That's right.
If that's the purpose of technology, then your bottom line and your revenue is going to go up. It's possible your expenses will go down, your costs will go down, right? But it cannot replace, or it should not, in my opinion. It's just my opinion.
Yes, but
You know,
I heard
cannot
from
replace
Moe.
humans.
How to balance the use of technology that we have to
Yeah.
with the real contact
Yeah.
that we are doing here right now. And that's interesting because we are in a real physical place, touching each other, discussing each other face to face.
Yeah.
But people there are listening,
Are watching us,
Yeah.
watching us. So do you think that we're gonna find ways to have more interactive without losing the touch, without losing
one of the
physical
things,
presence?
the size when you sign a contract. Sometimes it's not technical. When you talk with technicals, beats and bytes and try to prove the solution, sometimes it comes from the emotion of the human factor,
Right.
which is unmeasurable. You cannot measure.
Yeah, but
If you have the
it's really-
sympathy, if you have the empathy, and if you have the trust, because business really is based on
But
trust.
for everyone, we
That's right.
can disappear from the planet if we don't become humans again,
Right.
If we don't behave like humans.
Right.
Yeah.
We have to touch people, we have to
And that was
kiss
the
people.
question that I would like
We
to
have
do
to
to
go,
the lawyers,
you know,
Fernando, Renato,
It's
and
interesting.
Moe.
Yeah.
Is Dr. Guru a lawyer?
Well, here's the thing, I think you bring up a great point. I have clients who will do multi-billion deals on a handshake. Against my advice, of course.
They must be from
but
Texas.
They will do it, and the trust is there and
That's right.
so strong,
Basic.
they dispense with the formalities of a written contract.
Yeah.
much to my, contrary
Chagrin.
advice.
Chagrin.
That's
Now
how
they do
But,
this by
Now,
click.
our Portuguese background. Business was done on fio de bigode. How do you say that in English? And nobody uses a beard.
A mustache.
A hair of a.
You used to
The hair of a
say,
beard.
you used to say like
Mustache
this,
hair.
fio de bigode.
This
Give
means
me a word and
your
that's
word.
enough.
It's
Yeah.
And it still happens. I will tell you, it doesn't
Yeah.
always happen, and certainly not in this
But
day
we
and age,
have to
but it
take care
happens.
to keep it going, because in the future, kids are, like
That's
this
right.
today,
How-
and in the future
you know,
they can
you're-
become virtual.
I promise you that your viewers can relate to what I'm about to say. Every single one of them. Because there's no human being I've ever known or met yet in my life that cannot understand, that has had that experience where you wrote that email and the recipient of the email read it differently than you wrote it.
That's right. I
Okay.
had this problem.
This is very common.
Several
Because
times.
you cannot write emotion
That's
Sure,
in
that's
an
the
email.
point.
And that is even greater in the text message context.
Oh,
Because you're doing shorthand,
That's
and you're
right.
only limited to
That's right.
50 or so characters. I'd
That's
love to
right.
hear Brian's take. Let's talk about, is it true that if that whatever
To
you
the
do-
millennial in the room.
On the millennial.
yeah, and you've heard me,
Absolutely.
I've said this many times to you, you're 27, and what have I said? You've been texting so long that if I ask him to write anything longer than 3 sentences, I have to correct it all.
Well, it's true. No, it's absolutely true. We're very dependent. Facebook messages, it's nice, doing the chat feature on whatever it is. And it's a way to communicate. But I think sometimes you find that just going in person or saying it verbally is even faster than taking the time to write the email. You could explain so much more in person. Again, it's the emotional connection. You get that from someone, the body language. sometimes you can communicate more than you can through Skype or email or
But-
this various
But don't you
chat.
find that all your peer group, for the most part, they're so busy texting?
Well, sure. I mean,
They
it's a
won't-
way
they
to
don't-
communicate.
Is it
Absolutely.
like too much to call?
No, not at all. I think you learn that as
Depends on
you
your
go
phone.
The
on.
question is,
Depends on your
for
phone
long
plan.
distance, you just type it on.
Yeah.
But when you're together with the person just next door to you,
But
it
sometimes
doesn't
the
make any
kids-
sense. You typing and he's answering, typing, and he just could just look at
Just
you
walk
and say,
over and
hello,
say,
hello, Fernando.
But to that
I have
point
a
though,
point.
there is, sometimes you don't want that. Sometimes it's
That's
better not
true.
to have the interaction. It's much easier to avoid a situation by doing that. But we gotta look at both sides. Gotta be fair.
no, that's true.
But
Sorry, but Xandó is trying to ask something.
No, I was going to talk that sometimes the kids are in front of each other and they keep typing
Yeah.
to talk with each
They don't
other.
talk anymore.
Yeah.
they don't.
And the new generation
Well,
doesn't say thank you.
I don't.
No, they lost the rhythm.
But
In their defense, they want confidentiality and don't want anyone else to hear that conversation. That's why they're texting.
Oh,
And at the same time, technology has no secret anymore.
on the other way,
Yeah.
technology brings to you several different opportunities to combine texting with video. You know, you don't call anyone anymore. You
You're going back
face,
to the
you
human
FaceTime them.
communication.
Yeah.
You're gonna have
Congressman,
a, you know,
Congressman.
Aren't we headed
You
there?
FaceTime them. You FaceTime.
We're headed there, aren't we, right? I mean, we're eventually going to be able to see the person you're talking to on the phone. You can already do that,
How
right?
impressive this.
in 3 dimension.
And
So,
sitting on our hand.
You want to send an email, you can. So why don't you combine, record a video, insert an email, text a little bit, and send it.
Because a photo substitute 1,000 words. Chinese.
sometimes, yeah.
But you
But
know,
a personal contact substitute, let's say, 1,000 photos.
well, look, but you know what? This is interesting because I think this is a great discussion because I think it's how you use technology is really what we're talking about here. How do you use it to be effective as a businessman, as a human, as a friend, as a family member? Because I'm thinking like Renato sends me Instagram pictures, sometimes 5 to 10 a day. Now, I open them and it makes me smile because he never types a message.
The photo talks
That's
by
right.
itself.
You never type a message. He just sends a picture of himself giving a lecture, and I can tell that I might be able to kind of tell he's either at the Congress or whatever y'all call your governing body, your Congress.
Yeah, Congress.
So he's either at Congress or he's lecturing at a university or whatever. But you know, I can tell and I smile and it just warms my heart that he doesn't say anything. So you know, it makes me think in this conversation. Sometimes that's enough. Sometimes a picture is enough, right? Where you just go, oh, it makes you think of the person, right? And you know, it warms your heart. You know, keep sending them, Renato.
I will.
Don't stop.
I will. I promise.
But it's interesting. You know, I think going back to business, I think the key here for your podcast is business
But
and technology,
This
right?
is also business. Because,
Yeah.
you know, companies must know how people communicate.
Absolutely.
How
But don't you
people
think we
meet.
sit there all day?
How do they go?
No,
after
everything a
information?
company does is through people.
Yeah,
Managing is doing things
yeah,
through people.
yeah.
One
And
thing
you
we
gotta have a new man, the new guy, the millennium lawyer. You gotta tell him that.
You know what,
How
Congressman?
to pose himself in society. How
Talking about IT and business, you know what trend we're seeing in the United States? Human resource directors are firing and terminating employees now through email.
Wow.
Because the lawyers got involved and there's written now evidentiary material to protect the employer, right? So the old-fashioned way, the more humanistic way,
Mhm.
was to call the employee in and try to let them down gently. But now we're seeing, you know,
You're fired.
Fire.
you're fired.
Well,
As Roberto Justus would say,
once
you're fired.
Yeah. Somebody will
Now
arrive
feedback.
at the office, see
I'm
the
gonna send
table.
you to Mr. Justus. Justus.
That's it.
Mo says hello.
You know.
I say hello, Roberto. Roberto.
That's good.
But I saw once a guy that started he started trying to work. He sent his at his table
Mhm.
and he tried to turn on his computer. Oh, it's off. There's a problem. Let me check with the IT guy.
Yeah.
Oh, the phone is not working.
Yeah.
Everybody's working, just me.
Yeah.
That's the deal.
Yeah.
So, this is happening.
Yeah.
It happens with a friend of mine, you know, in a company that you know very well.
That's what,
That's how they fired
It
him?
happens.
Oh.
They fired him like this, like
Just
him
cut,
off.
cut off. They cut off
Turning
his
him off.
technology.
Yeah.
like
You're off.
How many
Switch,
times?
like
fire.
How
You're
many
off.
times have you had
like
this
a
happen?
fridge. You
Oh,
turn
that's
off the
horrible.
fridge.
that's the tendency.
That's
More.
horrible.
High tech
You're
against
not
high
fired
touch.
anymore. You're off.
You're just
You know,
off.
you can work on a cabin miles away. You know, if you work in the financial business, you don't have to be there. You can work at your
Remotely, yeah.
home office. There's that.
Mm-hmm.
Beach offices, mountain office.
That's the real
very
way.
office.
But that's very important, high tech.
You know what?
High touch is different.
You know what happened with Yahoo?
Very
To see
good.
Yahoo.
people.
Did your? I hope your viewers
Yes.
heard what the congressman just said.
Yeah.
That was a brilliant phrase. High tech is one thing, but it's not high touch. Brilliantly
High
said.
touch.
One thing we hear a lot about is just the value of relationships.
Yeah.
When that comes into business, it's you have to have that human
That's
relationship with
exactly
someone
right.
to grow your business.
That's
So if you're
exactly
so
right.
reliant on technology, you're not able to grow that relationship. So that's being in person, having that communication, having that level. You can fire people more humanely. You can build that
Yeah,
relationship
yeah,
better.
sure, sure.
You can have high touch. I
Well,
mean,
Brazil is 6th or 7th biggest economy in the world.
Fifth.
But now we're recognized by the
Fifth.
world by our soft power. What is soft power?
Yeah, that's right.
It's dealing with people, you know, it's talking to people, it's
Yes.
bringing solutions, making bridges between the rich and the poor.
Yeah.
And that's what they call soft power,
Yeah.
which is different than a military power, than hard power, than that.
And in defense of technology, I mean, the beauty of technology is that
I was about to go there
the
too.
expectation is instant. We want it yesterday. We expect it, you know. And let's think about how technology is developed. It begins with sight. You see a screen when the computers was first coming, and then it transforms into the sense of hearing. You know, you hear things coming from the computer, and now with the advent of the tablet, it's touch. It's touching on 3 of the senses, the human senses. What's left? Smell and taste. And I gotta tell you, it's probably right around the corner.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So the beauty of technology, it is addressing the issue, the human issues of touch, sight, hearing, soon to be smell. We're gonna have cologne for I am a futurist.
You
There
really?
will be
you really
tablet
like
cologne.
You think
There
that?
will be tablet cologne.
Well, I'll tell you where you're going to see it in the movies. So
That's
that
where it
when
usually
something's
starts.
happening in the movies, there'll be a fragrance that is related to what's happening on the screen. But you think it's going to come off the screen? I think it's going to come through the air
Nowadays,
conditioning.
it's already coming. When you
Oh,
go
did you
to
ever
the
think you could
Universal
touch it?
Studios in Orlando, you can watch a movie and feel it.
Yes.
Oh, really?
4D.
Yeah.
4D.
Yeah.
4D.
You go to the
Renato's a wine drinker. He loves
Spider-Man.
When you talk to wine drinkers, you know, they say exactly what Fernando said. And only you pick up the wine, you have
You smell it,
you
yeah.
smell it, you taste it.
Yeah.
The only thing is that you can't hear it.
Here.
That's why you make the chin chin. You touch the glasses
Nice.
so you get all the 5 senses.
Yes, I was sommelier in my previous life.
So let's make a pause.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on, before we do, I must introduce
So now have some.
yet another
He's
area.
gonna sing New York,
Kid
New
Rock,
York.
Kid Rock, no, come
I
on.
don't believe what you listen to.
you are stuck in the 90s, my friend.
Kid Rock.
He doesn't go too fast.
It's just that,
He goes slowly, you know.
future long.
Mumford and Sons, Florence and the Machine,
Listen, I'm
Lumineers.
Generation X, not Y.
He's getting back to the.
Yeah.
Well, with this nice music, we are finishing this block. We'll come back soon for another part. Yes, thank you. Yes, to help editing. Thank you, Mo.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Ciao, ciao.